Looks like most people are on. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Chicago Southland Chamber of Commerce's webinar today. My name is Craig Schmidt. I'm with the Calumet Area Industrial Commission, and I serve on the executive board for the Chamber and am past chairman. We are continuing our series of our mayoral panels to bring you information about our communities in the Southland. We have another great lineup of new mayors to our region, who I'm going to turn this over to Mayor Ron Gardiner of Glenwood, who will introduce our panelists and moderate the session today. Ron, it's all yours.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm excited today. We have 3 new mayors and 3 female mayors, so it's fantastic. We'll get a great new perspective from females that we need. So thank you. I appreciate you guys running, and obviously you did a great job because you're sitting here as the mayor. So I want to welcome Mayor Michelle Harris from Flossmoor.
Nelson.
I'm sorry, now I can't believe I said that. Mayor Michelle Nelson from Flossmoor, Mayor JADA Curry from Lynwood, and Mayor Tiffany Henyard from Dalton will be joining us in a minute. Mayor Michelle, was just curious how COVID has affected you in the village of Flossmoor.
Sure. Well, let me first of all start by thanking you for having us and keeping this going throughout the pandemic. It's really important to stay connected and learn from each other. So thank you. Most people on the call are familiar with Flossmoor. We are a village of 9,400 people with great schools, tree-lined streets, historic homes, and very friendly business owners. So we're here to talk about the business owners today and how COVID has affected our businesses. And it's been interesting because during the pandemic, where a lot of people have seen businesses close, we've actually seen our businesses increase. And in our central business district in downtown Flossmoor, we've seen the number of businesses there almost double during the pandemic. And there were a few things that we did to make that happen. One, the village has been extremely supportive of our local restaurants, giving grants to our 3 major restaurants in the downtown area, Flossmoor Station, Bistro on Sterling, and Dunning's Restaurant, to help them with outdoor dining. We had parklets set up for outdoor dining last summer, and then we have them again this summer too. So we're really happy to have that option for people. And then we had a 5,000 square foot retail space that used to be a real estate office that became an indoor market of sorts, and that added 13 new businesses to our downtown area. 5 of those businesses are Black owned, and 10 of those businesses are women owned. So I'm extremely proud of our small business owners and the entrepreneurial spirit that's here in Flossmoor.
Thank you very much, Mayor Nelson. Mayor Curry.
In Glenwood, what we've seen from the beginning of the pandemic until now is stability with our businesses. Glenwood is growing, so we don't have as many businesses as most municipalities, and many of them are industrial or related to the auto industry. And so that never stops. And so those businesses have been able to survive and thrive here in our village, and the residents have relationships with them that have allowed them to be comfortable enough to continue to support.
Great. Since Mayor Henyard is not on yet, I'll just give a brief situation what happened in Glenwood. Obviously, COVID has affected every town in the south suburbs especially. It looks like we're on the other end of the pandemic, thank goodness. And hopefully we'll come out of this hole. Obviously, there was numerous challenges during the past year and a half. One of the good things are, they announced yesterday, hopefully we'll be getting the COVID-19 relief funds in July, which is a big, big chunk of money that will help our towns. Obviously, real estate tax revenue has been down just from collections during this pandemic. We've gone through a number of different challenges, from rental situation to housing situation. So there are programs out there to help the residents to keep them in their homes. But it has been a challenging year. There's no question about it, but especially the mom and pop stores, the bigger chains, bigger restaurants were we're able to navigate this situation much better than others. But the mom and pop restaurants really struggled through this pandemic. But in Glenwood, hopefully, and it looks like so far the restaurants that are in our town have survived, and we have some that are expanding. So it's great to see. But the only bright spot actually was we have a golf course in the village of Glenwood, and golf rounds were actually up. So that was one bright spot. They shut down the golf courses at the beginning of this pandemic, but since then our revenue, at least on the golf side, is up, and hopefully banquets and things along those lines will get moving here soon. So I think there's still going to be a lot of twists and turns with this COVID. Hopefully, if you haven't gotten vaccinated, you go out and get vaccinated. And hopefully, it looks like cautiously we've turned the corner. So I think it's great. Mayor Michelle Nelson, business development. I know that's a big thing in the south suburbs. We have issues, obviously. Our real estate taxes are a little onerous down here in the south suburbs. But I'm looking for the bright side. So give us some great news that's happening in Flossmoor as far as business development.
The bright side is that there's a lot of interest in development right now, and Flossmoor has 30 acres along Volmer Road that is seeing interest from multiple developers. Last night, we just passed the plans for a Dunkin' Donuts that's going to go in at Volmer and Central Park Drive. We're looking forward to opening that up. That's going to increase our revenue from that area, which has been significant. That commercial piece of our town brings in about 2/3 of our retail sales tax annually. So we are looking forward to capitalizing and growing that percentage. Also, we have a vacant land on Flossmoor Road that's being looked at by numerous developers. Folks are interested in putting some residential multi-use development there, so we're excited about that. And this is not a joke, but we just opened an orthodontics office in downtown Flossmoor. So another great place for residents and neighbors to go to get their teeth fixed. So it looks really great along our main section of Flossmoor Road. We don't have an economic development officer like some of our neighboring towns do. So really it takes a lot of hard work from myself, the village manager, the assistant village manager, and then our head of building, and then also residents to drive economic development and bring in thoughts and share contacts for creating that development and growth. And I'm especially thankful to the residents who have come forward to help with those areas of growth.
Thank you. Mayor JADA Curry.
We are excited over here in Lynwood about economic development. I feel like we're in a similar boat in that we are not fortunate enough to have one individual to take the lead. So it is a collective process for all department heads as well as our residents. I literally just signed off on some final paperwork for Dollar General. So they should be breaking ground soon on the corner of Glenwood Dyer Road and Stony Island. And I met yesterday with a restaurant group who should also for them, it's more of a build out, but they should be up and running by the end of this summer. So we're very excited about that because it's going to be a unique dining experience. This restaurant will offer private dining, and it's a bit of a cultural experience as well. We have a distribution center that is coming to Lynwood on the corner of Glenwood Lansing Road and Torrance. And what's unique about this distribution center is that the front end will house a fresh produce and meat market which is something that we desperately need here in Lynwood. And this company is also known for their prepackaged meals, so they will sell those out of the market as well. I have met with a group that is opening up a storage facility right at the border of Indiana on Lincoln Highway, just east of Village Hall. And I believe they are scheduled to close in less than 30 days. So, you know, we're out here screaming, telling everybody about the goodness that is Lynwood and all of the land that is available. And there is a significant interest. We also have a potential Dunkin' Donuts deal as well on the table.
Fantastic. Since Mayor Henyard isn't here, I'll give a highlight of what's happening in Glenwood. So the village of Glenwood, we got a lot of exciting projects. We acquired the plaza at 183rd and Halsted a few years ago. We settled a protracted lawsuit on the property, and so we have a new fitness facility that's been built there. It's actually very exciting. We're going to have a brew pub that's under construction as we speak. There was a little delay because of structural steel, but they finally got the steel in this week. So it's going to be an interesting concept. We're going to probably have the only brew pub in a restaurant in the south suburbs with a rooftop bar gathering area. So it's going to be exciting right along Halsted. So we are revitalizing the existing plaza that we have there. We have a lot of inquiries as far as to move into that plaza at 183rd and Halsted. So we're hoping to get a grocery store and some other things in there. We have a new facility it's called Tuscan Gardens on Holbrook Road in Halsted. It's east of Halsted, right behind the U-Haul. It used to be a Walmart. They purchased that facility from a gentleman that built up. It's a banquet and a restaurant. They purchased it in January of 2020, so it was not the best time to open a restaurant banquet facility. But since things have opened up, things are doing very well there. So if you have any banquets, or they have bands there on Friday and Saturday night, and it's a very huge, very nice, clean, upscale facility. So if you're looking for a good night out, come on out there. They're going to have bands there and things along those lines. We were able to announce a few months ago, we have an 80,000 square foot expansion of Morrison Solutions, which is a large company that is in our industrial park. A lot of people don't know that, but it's behind Glenwood Academy in the village of Glenwood. And, you know, we were fighting with Indiana. As everybody knows, these Cook County taxes are a killer. So we were fighting, actually the governor of Indiana called our existing business to try to get them to move into Indiana. So it was a full court press with them to keep them in the village of Glenwood. We were able to do that. It was, and they're under construction now, so there's no turning back for them. So we did have to offer them incentives and a number of different things, but Nancy Wilson, who a lot of people here are familiar with, is the CEO over there and just does a fantastic job. The business has been in Glenwood for a number of years, and it was just exciting to keep them in the village of Glenwood with such a huge expansion. Same thing with Nightcore. Nightcore has been a corporate resident of the village of Glenwood for over 50 years, and we were able to move them in the village of Glenwood. Their facility that they had was aging, obviously, and we were able to get them to move across the street in Glenwood and build a brand new facility, which is fantastic. Other big area that we have at 394 in Glenwood Dyer Road, next to our friend Mayor JADA in Glenwood, and it's an enterprise zone at 394 in Glenwood Dyer Road. And we're excited. We're annexing all the land that's in that property. It's all in unincorporated Cook County. So it's difficult to do deals, and there's a patchwork of farms and other pieces of land. So we're in the process, the final process of annexing that whole area of land at 394 in Glenwood Dyer Road. And we have actually some very substantial projects that are on the cusp of actually being able to be announced and hopefully come to fruition. So We got a lot of exciting things in the village of Glenwood. Golf is open. I'll give my little speech, but golf is open. So Glenwood is in great shape. So the banquet facility is now open. So come on out if you have your golf outing, or and Mayor Michelle Nelson and Mayor Curry, if you're going to have a golf outing, Glenwoody's the place to have it. I know you, but anyway, we got a lot of exciting good things in the village of Glenwood, and I like the fact that we're coming out of COVID so strong. My next question is, obviously, you both are brand new mayors, and you won successfully with big margins, I might add. So what we would like to hear is, what are your goals? What was your campaign platform, and what were your goals for your different towns? Mayor Nelson.
Sure. So one of the top goals was economic development, which we briefly talked about, not only on Flossmoor Road and on Bulmer Road, but also along Kedzie. We have some unincorporated areas that we'd like to clean up and see be turned into productive properties that benefit the residents and the surrounding communities. Also, doing a better job of working with our police is always a goal, making sure that they are accessible, and not only that they know the residents in the different neighborhoods, but also that the residents get a chance to know and work with them. Another goal is to create more events where we can partner with other businesses and other successful organizations. We have only a part-time events person. We don't have the events folks that say Homewood has. So we need to be creative about the events and how we bring people together. And some of the ways that we've been able to do that is by highlighting and supporting the events that our local businesses have. So for example, Conservatory Vintage and Vinyl is a record store in downtown Flossmoor, and they bring in DJs to play for folks out on Sunday afternoons. So it's a real easy thing to promote what they're doing. Dunning's Market brings in bands to play on the sidewalk and have a party. And this summer, we're really looking forward to partnering with the Chamber for a chamber night in Flossmoor, where we're not only working with the Chamber, but also the Illinois Philharmonic Orchestra to have music out on our streets on a Thursday evening. I believe we set the date for August 18th out in Flossmoor. So if you are around that evening, please join us in downtown Flossmoor. Check out all of our small businesses and the wonderful sounds of the Illinois Philharmonic Orchestra. So those are a few of my goals. I'm looking forward to working with residents and village staff to see all of that come to light.
Fantastic, thank you. Mayor Curry.
I ran on a platform of trust, transparency, and transformation. So we have taken those 3 T's and we're deep diving into all aspects of the village. You know, I am actively working with our finance director to stabilize our finances, as well as communicate the state of our finances to our village, so that these residents really understand exactly what we've been handed and where we have to go and how we can work together to get there. I'm also looking at right-sizing the village, making sure that all of our departments are properly staffed, primarily our police department. Public safety is a huge concern. It's something that we talked about often on the campaign trail. And so we need to add more headcount to our police department, but we also need to get our police department out into our communities. I've created a director of community policing role and tasked that individual with making sure that every resident that sees an officer driving down the street, including our chief and assistant chief, recognizes them, knows them by name, and feels comfortable with approaching them and having conversations with them. I am working hard to improve communication here internally and externally the residents, it's important for me that they are well informed. And so we are creating platforms so that they have access to us in ways like never before. We are currently working on streaming our meetings so that residents that are not able to get to us on meeting nights are still able to engage and ask questions and feel as though they are aware of what's happening in our village. We are implementing some youth programs. I just met with one of our officers today. We're going to start a series of vocational classes that are taught by our police officers, specifically for young people, because we recognize that in as much as every parent would love for their child to attend college, some won't. And so we want to offer up some other ways for them to plan for their future. And we are working with our active seniors who have definitely been calling and approaching me throughout the day because they want more to do. So we're going to get them involved in some beautification projects here in the village, and in making sure that we feel connected. I have officially launched our summer series. So I hope that each of you will come out and join us for one of these nights. Starting this Friday, we will host movies in the park at Lakeview Park. The first movie is my absolute favorite. Don't judge me. It's Grease. So if you are into Danny Zuko, come out with your jacket and your t-shirt and sit under the stars with us. So we'll have movies every other
Can we sing along?
Yes, I
Okay.
literally do every song. So we can actually have a duet. And then we're having Linvinia, which is Lynwood's version of Ravinia. So we'll have a live band and people can come out with their blankets and their chairs. We're doing walk and talks every Thursday morning at 6 a.m. Coffee with a cop, coffee with administration. So we're just putting ourselves out there and giving these residents full access. And we also want to engage them on a more intimate level.
Fantastic. Okay, we got a couple questions here. Terry Winfrey, the executive director of the Chicago Southland Chamber of Commerce. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it today. That's why Craig, our chairman, is pinch hitting here today. The question, okay, how do each of your communities see ways to work with Chicago Southland Chamber of Commerce? We would love to partner with each community. So Mayor Nelson, how would you like to partner with the Chicago Southland Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, so it all kind of started last year. We had an art program, a public art program called Barrels of Hope. And we had whiskey barrels from Flossmoor Station that artists painted and placed around town in the Central Business District and then in Flossmoor Commons over on Bulmer Road. And I invited Terry on a whim to come by and check out what we were doing, because I think it creates a lot of interest and it's fun. And she liked it and had a great time meeting some other local business owners. And so that kind of opened the door for doing more. And so about a month or so ago, I said, well, what would you think about having a chamber night in Flossmoor? And she thought that was a great idea. And then it kind of expanded into a bigger event, which is again on August 18th. It's a Wednesday night, not a Thursday night. Where we'll also have the Illinois Philharmonic Orchestra there. Again, we'll have the Barrels of Hope out all throughout Flossmoor. I hope it's a great opportunity to highlight how important public art is to our community. At the end of the summer on September 11th at our Flossmoor Fest, we will auction off the barrels and the proceeds will go to benefit our art commission, which has a beautiful sculpture walk throughout town in all of our parks and in front of some of our schools. So partnering with the chamber is extremely valuable. to get the word out about Flossmoor and what great opportunities there are, but then also to promote the region. And I'm very thankful for that opportunity and for all that Terry does to promote the Southland. So thank you, Terry. I know you're not here, but maybe you're listening. Thank you.
I think she is because she typed that question in.
Yeah.
Mayor Curry, how do you think you could partner with the Chicago Southland Chamber of Commerce?
I think it starts with a meeting and letting them know that I welcome the opportunity to partner with them. I'd love to sit down and even meet with Mayor Nelson to learn more about how Flossmoor has partnered and learn more about the chamber night, and then better understand how Glenwood is equipped to partner with the chamber. So let's meet, let's talk about it.
Fantastic. Yeah, the chamber does. I'm speaking from on the executive board and past chairman, and Craig is the current chairman, and our brand new chairman coming in, Connie, which I'm sure Craig will put a little plug in for our installation later this month. But the chamber just does fantastic things. I've been involved in the chamber for a long time, and it's a very large chamber and an influential chamber. So anybody that's on this call, really get involved in the chamber. It gives us a voice in the south suburbs that we wouldn't have unless we all bonded together to have our voices heard. This is another question. This is from an anonymous attendee, so be ready. As a new mayor, what are your top 3 priorities for your village? Mayor Nelson.
Economic development, and we've talked about that a lot. Fixing our infrastructure issues. I don't think Flossmoor is unique in that we have a lot of capital projects that need to be addressed, and funding is always an issue. So making sure that we are grabbing every grant opportunity that we can, and that we are seeking out development opportunities to maximize the sales tax and also property tax revenue that we can generate for villages to cover those issues is also key. And then I think communication across the board, not only with our police department, but how we communicate with our residents, whether it be a meeting, whether it be a new initiative, making sure that the lines of communication are open. So those would be the top 3.
Great. Mayor Curry, what are your top 3 priorities for your village?
Sure. Improving and increasing our finances. We need to create a stable financial model for the village of Lynwood that is going to be sustainable for generations to come. We also are focused on, and a part of improving the finances is economic development and bringing in businesses and just being very open to thinking outside of the box as we look at potential businesses for this village. And then the third would be public safety, improving the relationship between our public safety officers and our community.
Fantastic. Christy De Laurentiis, she's the executive director of the South Suburban Mayors and Managers, which I'm sure you guys know. They do fantastic work. Another great organization that gives a voice to the South suburbs. She would like to know, she has a newly elected officials workshop this Saturday, which is a fantastic workshop. I've gone through it, and Chris does a great job and gets a bunch of different people to come in and make presentations to give trustees and newly elected officials just kind of a basic 101 as far as what they need to expect. But her question is, do you plan on sending any of your newly elected officials, and what do you hope that they'll learn at the event?
I guess I'll go first.
Okay, yeah, Mayor Nelson, I'm sorry.
I am registered for the event. I'm excited about the event. Everything that Christy and South Suburban Mayors and Managers Association has done to help me with the transition has been wonderful. So I appreciate what they do and them sharing all of their expertise. So I will for sure be there. And I've also encouraged all of our trustees to be there as well. I'm not sure who signed up, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. My only complaint is that it's not in person, so there won't be donuts. I'll have to get my own donuts.
I'm sure Christy will have somebody send them to your house. Mayor Curry, you plan on sending somebody to the South Suburban Mayors and Managers again? So just a great, I'm on the executive board there, and they're just another great organization for the South Suburbs. It really gives us a voice, like I said. But Mayor Curry, do you plan on sending any of the new trustees or any other elected officials to the workshop?
Yes, actually, our new trustees are excited about attending. I attended in 2019 as a new trustee and found it to be extremely helpful and answered a lot of questions for me. I will be popping in. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stay for the entire duration, but I will attend. I'm sure there's always something new for me to learn, so it'll be a bit of a refresher course for me.
Great. I've got a question, because I'm so excited that we have you guys are my neighbors, and two new mayors, and more importantly, two female mayors with new perspectives and new ideas. By being a woman, how do you think that's going to help you or bring your perspective to the South Suburbs? Mayor Nelson.
Ooh, that's a tough question.
Yeah. Well, it's a tough. These are tough questions here.
I think that being a woman, I think people are maybe a little more open and to talking with me about their concerns. So I'm hoping that as a woman, I'm able to understand better what issues residents are facing. Along the economic development end of things, one of the things that I did throughout the entire pandemic was I hosted a spotlight on small business series that I posted on Nextdoor and several Facebook pages. And I continue to do that because I don't want to say this is strictly as a woman, but definitely as a mother and as a woman, I recognize the importance of getting to know your business owners, and that people want to support people who they know, and when they know why they're in business and what their passions are. So highlighting small businesses, the owners, and talking about their background and why they do what they do and why they're passionate has been, I think, a really good thing for our local businesses. So as a woman mayor, looking to connect better with folks and also help our businesses thrive by promoting the folks who are running the businesses.
Thank you. Mayor Curry.
So I don't know if this is necessarily because I'm a woman, but I am more relational. And I feel like there are some residents who have found it easier to approach me. And I can't attribute that to being a woman, but maybe it is because I am a woman. But it is helpful, right? When people are not afraid or intimidated. It's also a bit of a gift and a curse in that, unfortunately, we have some who believe that because we are women, we're a little bit softer and not quite as firm. So we have to immediately correct and make sure that we establish boundaries with some of our residents and businesses. I think the biggest gift in being a woman for myself and Mayor Nelson and Mayor Henyard is that we are presenting a new face of politics here in the South Suburbs. And we are now role models for young people, and they now see what they can aspire to be. So I think if I have to address that whole woman piece, I would say that's the one thing that has made it unique and special.
Thank you. And I want to introduce Mayor Henyard on the Zoom here now. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll go back a couple questions, but I'll let you answer this since we're on the theme. the last question I asked Mayor Nelson and Mayor Curry was, we are excited to have brand new blood in the south suburbs, and you guys are all kind of my neighbors here in the village of Glenwood. But you're being a woman, you have a unique perspective that we're excited that is coming to the south suburbs. So how is your perspective as a woman? How do you think that's going to help you out being mayor?
Well, I think it's going to help me because a lot of people don't understand that the women are the backbone of the men. So we normally the force that drives you guys. So now that we are able to lead in the spotlight, we can show you our ability to rebuild and uplift community, which my community so desperately needs as relates to accountability and transparency. So that's what I deliver here in Dalton.
Fantastic. Now I'll go I'll go over a couple minor questions, not minor, but some questions that we did before. Business development. What are your goals, or what do you have going on in Dalton as far as business development?
Sure. I have several projects we're working on. One is to redevelop the corridor of 142nd in my town. I'm looking to bring an Amazon fulfillment center back there, along with a sit-down restaurant, and also rebuild Village Hall. I would love for City Hall, Public Works, the fire station and police department to go back there. And then the next project that I'm working on is located at 300 West Sibley. That's the old Joe River Center building. We did create a TIF district for it. So if anyone's on here and listening and you want to bring something to our town, please reach out to myself. 708-963-2137. We would love to bring someone to our town, of course, a sales tax business so that we can make money ourselves.
Fantastic. One of the earlier questions also was, how has COVID affected your town? I know obviously we're hopefully on the road to exiting this pandemic, but how has it affected Dalton?
A lot of businesses have slowly but surely reopened. A lot of people are looking for funds to help them get back on their feet. So I did create I want to call it a grant to give to the small businesses here in town. We got the money through the CARES Act and COVID relief fund, and it was $2.7 million. And I'm going to create a grant program for 5,000 per small business so that I can help them reopen or help them get some of the supplies or material they need, just to say, hey, we're back. We still standing strong. COVID did not shut us down.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. One of the questions that we had out here is, I'll combine the two questions. Obviously, you're a newly elected mayor. What were your goals when you ran, and what are your top three priorities for the village of Dalton?
My goals is, number one, to show community that all politicians are not corrupt or crooked. Well, let me rephrase. When we run for office, we try to show them a different side of politics. A lot of people, when I ran, saying I wasn't polished, I'm too young, I wasn't ready, but who are they to tell you when you're ready? I have 8 years of service as a trustee, so I know the legislation part of it. So now I'm ready to govern as mayor. So with that being said, my goals or things that I have been working on is the crime, the housing unit, and also our water department, where theft was outrageous over here, and we still have issues in our water department. I am looking for a forensic audit to take place, hopefully within the next 2 weeks over there, because recently we just found cash and bins and different things that a lot of times community are unaware of. We stopped taking cash 2 years ago, so I don't even understand why it's cash over there. So that just show you that we really have a big problem here. As it relates to the crime, my first week in office, I initiated the foot patrol throughout Dalton. I was basically trying to make community one with the police officers, because as you know, throughout the nation, community or just residents in general are, how can I say it? They don't trust police. So I have to make it where as though they can trust our officers and give them intel. It worked out really good because we got a lot of issues as it relates to squatters, drug houses, and they actually told us what the issues were. So we do it every week, and we just pop up in different spots throughout the town, and it's been helping us clean up Dalton. So I love that. Next, we just hired 3 new officers, 2 commanders, and also I'm still looking forward to us bringing on inspector. A lot of people don't understand what the inspector entails, and that's just to help us with our police reform. Because when a shooting happened, a lot of times people don't know which way to turn or who really inspects the police. So we put someone over there so they can see the accountability from the police department, and they see that officers do go through discipline as well. So those were my big issues. The last one was housing. That's to put all the vacant property back on the tax roll. I created a program. It's called Block Back Block, so you can buy your block back. So if you stay on that particular block, you can buy for your daughter, son, mother, and it costs only $5,000. We will put a lottery out, put your name in the hat. We pull your name, it's your home. You need to A, be able to afford it, and number 2, you have to stay in the property for 5 years. The other side of that project is free dollar and investment homes. So an investor can buy a house on the block, same thing, process, it's a lottery, and they have to be able to show funds that they can fix the property. You cannot buy that property and sit on it for a year. You have to fix it within 6 months, and you have to sell that property. And when you sell the property, the village makes 25%, and you walk away with 75%, and you cannot rent it. So we're looking for homeowners and not renters. So those are the different areas that I did campaign on and that I'm actually bringing to life currently.
Fantastic. And I thought that was an anonymous question, but it's from Alfred Burse. So thank you, Alfred. The other question was Christy De Laurentiis from the South Suburban Mayors and Managers wanted to ask, they have a workshop this Saturday and wanted to know if any of your newly elected officials plan on attending, and also what you hope that they will learn if they do attend.
You said they're having a workshop?
Yeah, Mayor Henyard. Yeah, Mayor Henyard, they're having the South Suburban Mayors and Managers has a newly elected workshop this Saturday. Christy brings different, Christy De Laurentiis, the executive director, brings different people in, talks about FOIA, talks about village administration, the roles of the different elected officials and things along those lines, and was just wondering if you plan on having any of the newly elected officials attend that this Saturday. It's a via Zoom, by the way.
Yes, well then definitely yes, because anybody can push a button from where they sit, even if they're in the bathroom. So yes, I think everyone should attend, because being newly elected, a lot of people pull on you, tell you things, and you have to find your way. But I wish that newly elected officials will talk to the seasoned politician, that way they can learn from them before they navigate the waters. I will be in attendance as well. I'm praying that it's y'all talking about money, because right now I'm chasing dollars for my village, but I'll be there, and so will my team.
Fantastic. From Terry Winfrey, the executive director of the Chicago Southland Chamber of Commerce, who again does a fantastic job. How do you think you can partner with the Chicago Southland Chamber of Commerce to help out your community, and for the village of Dalton to help out the south suburbs?
Well, only answer I have to that is we can set up a meeting and start there. I don't really know the resources that everyone offers to villages, so I'm still in the learning stage as it relates to resources from my county commissioners, my state reps, my senators, and now I'm just begging. I'm begging everybody for everything.
Well, I'm sure that Terry will set up a meeting with you and Craig, our chairman, or incoming chairman Connie Sims, will set something up with you post haste. I know you're a little busy right now, but they'll bug you until they can get a meeting with you, I'm sure.
Okay.
So I want to thank everybody for coming. Why don't we just go down the line, and we always like to make sure that we keep this at an hour or less. So I'll just go down the line and just have everybody wrap up whatever you'd like to say. Mayor Nelson from Flossmoor.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in. I'm always open to conversations and learning and connecting with folks. So if you are interested in opportunities here in Flossmoor, or maybe Flossmoor can help with something that's regional, please contact me at mnelson@flossmoor.org, or I have a cell phone number that's 708-227-7206. I really love meeting with people and learning more about what they're doing. I think together our ideas that we can come up with, not only for our own villages, but for the region, are really important. So thank you very much, and great job moderating us today, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Mayor Curry from Lynwood.
Thank you also for having us today. I welcome any opportunity to chat with my fellow mayors and learn from neighboring towns. Glenwood is on the move. So if you are interested in engaging us, please reach out to my office. My email is jcurry@villageoflynwood.net, and my executive admin's email is noliver@villageoflynwood.net. I would also invite each of you to check out our website or Facebook page, because we have released our summer series, and I'd love to have some of you join us for our movie nights or Linvinia. Come out, meet our residents, bring some of your residents, and let's make the Southland feel more like a family.
Fantastic. Thank you. Mayor Henyard from Dalton, any last words?
Sure. I'm inviting everybody out to this big Stop the Violence March over in Dalton on June 26th. Registration starts at 9 a.m. We will begin walking at 11 a.m. It's gonna start at Food for Less parking lot, and we're gonna walk and link at the bridge with Mayor Thaddeus Jones. Yes, we're shutting down the E-ways on that day, so you guys might want to come be about it, don't talk about it. So come and join us. I'm asking all mayors that's on here and any other resident that wants to show unity amongst community is what it's called. So I'm linking with Riverdale, Phoenix, Harvey, and you guys as well, Flossmoor and Lynwood and Glenwood. Glenwood. To come and join us. It will last for maybe 2 hours. I'm known for doing marches throughout my tenure of trustee. So this is one. And then also July 2nd, we're bringing back the fireworks. It will be at Thorn Ridge High School on the football field. We're going to shut down Cottage Grove. So you guys come out. We will have 2 food trucks out there for you to buy food from. And then also a little jazz band for the older crowd. You know, I got to mix it up. I got the worky. I got the young crowd, and then also the older crowd. So please come. We haven't had a fireworks show over a decade. So now it's time to show community that we can have festivities throughout our town. Because I normally come and I go to your town, Lynwood, Mayor Curry. I don't know what Flossmoor doing yet, but I normally jump to other communities. So why not do it in your own backyard? Again, thank you for having me on here. If you got any questions, residents, go to bodalton.org. We have a comment section, or if you have any concerns or want to sit on any resident advisory boards, we're creating that now. So please reach out. Again, my number is 708-963-2137. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Henyard. And you reminded me, I'm going to put in a plug for myself. Not on your same night, so we're not conflicting, but the Village of Glenwood is going to have fireworks and a bunch of festivities on the 4th. So we're going to do it on the 4th, not the 2nd. So come on out to Glenwood. We're going to have a great event there. Wanted to thank Mayor Nelson from Flossmoor, Mayor Curry from Lynwood, Mayor Henyard from Dalton. Thank you very much for this informative afternoon. We really appreciate it. I want to thank Conrad Keebles from the Chicago Southland Chamber on the board. I appreciate his help. Sherry, of course, Sherry Hensley is the glue, puts this all together. Without her, we wouldn't have everything, all this technology put together. So thank you, Sherry. Terry Winfrey, thanks for everything you do. Get better. Craig, Chairman, we appreciate everything that you do. And I know Connie's on the call. Connie Sims, our incoming chairman. But Craig, thank you for everything you did. It's been a fantastic year. You really have stepped up during these trying times. So you probably had the the toughest year of any chairman in the history of the Chicago Southland Chamber. So good work. But take it away, Craig.
Well, thank you, Mayor Gardiner. I appreciate that. You know, when we had to shift during COVID, it's these mayoral panels is what came out of that, and so we've been conducting these for almost a year now. So it's great to see that we're still continuing that. But I want to clarify, Connie Sims, who is on here, she is the current chairman of the board chairperson of the board. She took over in January. So I want to make, but usually we have.
I'm sorry.
But usually we have the annual membership dinner is usually in January where we do the official changeover. But because of COVID, we did not hold that. But we are holding that our annual recognition celebration on Wednesday, June 23rd. Right, that is in 2 weeks at Ravislow Country Club. As I said, this usually takes place in January, so we'll make the official handoff from myself to Connie of Bank Financial. And Connie, if you want to go ahead and say a few words, please do.
Thank you so much, Craig. Hello, everyone. This has been great. First, let me a previous commitment that I had to do, but it was wonderful listening. I am just so proud of the ladies. Look at this. So it is awesome. Thank you to Ron. He does an excellent job of putting these together. I want to personally invite all of you to come out to our event in June. It's going to be, you know, in the backyard of most of you. It's going to be an awesome event. This will be our really first outdoor event that we're going to have. So we're really looking forward to it. We are going to have some villages represented there, and we would love for all of you to come out. I have taken down your addresses and your phone numbers as you were giving them. Terry and I will be reaching out because I really would love to meet one-on-one with all of you, just to, you know, talk to you about the chamber and kind of get some ideas of where you all are going. So awesome. I definitely want to take part in the Stop the Violence, so I will talk with you about that. I'm actually a resident of South Holland. We have branches in Cal City, Hazelcrest, right in those areas, and I manage all of those branches, so we definitely want to be involved. So it's just wonderful. So I'm glad that we got a chance to do this, that we got a chance to meet each other, and you will definitely be hearing from us. Thank you so much.
And we do have a couple of other events. Tomorrow is our Healthcare Council panel on Professional Wellness Month. And then next week, June 16th, is our monthly Lunch and Learn. And it's with a new chamber member, Chicago House Athletic Club. It's the soccer team that's going to be coming to the Geek Seat Stadium in Bridgeview. And they're going to speak about how to launch a successful soccer team in the Chicago Southland. And then, as I mentioned, our first in-person event will be on June 23rd, where we will recognize and celebrate Connie as our chairperson. And then save the date, September 23rd, excuse me, for our golf outing. And then also you go to our website at chicagosouthlandchamber.com for a listing of all of our events. I want to thank our panelists again and all of our mayors for being here, and thank all the attendees for joining us today. Everyone have a great afternoon.